Hey guys, so we're starting a new video series here where you send us questions and we give you answers. Or we try to anyways. So if you have any questions about writing that you'd like us to answer in these videos, head on down to the comments down below and leave us a message. Since this is the beginning of the series though, well, it looks like you got stuck with me coming up for the first question for myself to answer. So maybe you'll agree with me that this following question is a question worth asking, or maybe you're like,
why in the world would someone ever need to ask such a question?
Either way though, today's question comes in 3, 2, 1. So I imagine that this is a fairly common question among writers, particularly among those who are new to the publishing world and are trying to figure out everything about modern standards for novels. So let's start by getting some things out of the way. If you want to be published as a new writer, you should never be writing a 455,000 word beauty like this. Even if you're like,
Come on, that's 3 books, not 1.
the shortest one, Return of the King, is still 134,000 words longer, so which is pretty long for a first book. Now, at this point, if you're new to all this, you're probably wondering,
What in the world is up with all these word count stuff? I only pay attention to the page length.
and yeah, that was me 5 to 6 years ago when I started researching this stuff. Bottom line is that in the publishing industry, page counts never matter. It's only the word counts that do. Because, I mean, you know, if you've ever had to write a paper for school that just has a minimum page limit, I'm not saying that I'd ever do this, but I mean, there are plenty of ways to like enlarge a text, or choose a larger font, or play with the page margins. Basically do anything to make your paper seem longer or shorter than it actually is. So at this point you might be like,
So, how long is too long? If I'm not paying attention to page count, how do I know when my book is turned into a doorstopper like this?
general rule of thumb for pages and word counts is that generally each page is somewhere between 250 and 300 words on it. So by that standard, a 60,000 word novel may be about 240 pages. Or a 95,000 word novel may be about 380 pages or so. Because, I mean, if you're writing in Microsoft Word like most people do, those pages are a good bit bigger than regular sized book pages. So just take your word count, divide by 250, and you should get a pretty good estimate for how long your book will be in real pages, if you're interested. But this really isn't the answer to the question now, is it? Because, I mean, you still want to know, how many words long should your book be? The short answer, it depends. Different genres and different age groups have different standards. So you probably want to look up the specific for your genre after watching this video. That being said, we do have some quick rules. First of all, in terms of how long a story has to be in order to be a real novel, the science fiction and fantasy writers of America define the different story types like this. A short story is under 7,500 words. A novelette is between 7,500 and 17,500 words. A novella is between 17,500 words and 40,000 words. And a novel is anything about 40,000 words. All that being said, unless you are planning on writing middle grade novels, 40,000 words is a bit on the short end for a full-fledged novel. So in terms of novels, middle grade fiction can range from 25 to 40,000 words, although the length will depend a lot on the age of the audience that you're targeting. YA fiction can likewise range from 50 to 80,000 or so words, and finally, adult fiction will run between 60 and 100,000 words normally. Even with all of that though, it's still pretty subjective on the genre. So, for example, many romance or literary fiction novels will tend to be on the shorter side of the spectrum. Conversely, given the amount of world building that they have to do, fantasy and sci-fi novels will often run from 100 to 120,000 words, both for YA and adult genres. Basically, I can give some general guidelines, but a lot of this you'll need to research specific to novel. YA books have been trending longer lately, so 75 to 90,000 words may just be the sweet spot for most YA and adult books at this moment. Similarly, 90 to 110,000 words is a pretty good spot for fantasy or sci-fi novels to be sitting at for the first-time author. Notice the caveat. I said first-time author, so before you begin wielding your thick tomes of The Lord of the Rings at me, realize that a lot of time, authors are only able to write stuff this long once they've had multiple books under their belt and in the market. Most literary agents and publishers will automatically reject any work longer than 130,000 words, so while you do have some leeway with the guidelines provided, you don't have a ton. And in case you're still getting used to this whole word count system, here are some popular works of fiction, and where they rank, and how many words long they are. Anyways, if you're interested in learning more about this, or in seeing where I got all these numbers from, I've got a list of articles in the show notes below that might be worth visiting. So check them out, and don't forget to leave comments about what questions you want us to answer next time. Seriously. I don't want to come back in our next video and have to come up with my own question again, trust me. No one wants that to happen. Anyways, hope that this video is helpful to you. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the way out, or to check out our website, where we've got lots of other articles on Reddit at www.worldpen.net. Talk to you guys next time.